p.m. It is evening. How are you?
Yes, and here it's 10 p.m. Yes.
Okay.
So you have 5 minutes?
Yes, I can give you 5 minutes. So
Okay.
tell me.
Okay. Well, first of all, you were saying in your tweet that the popularity of Mohozi is increasing, but that is really contrary to opinion polls that I myself have done. So not only.
But you see, how do you do opinion polls from Holland? For me, I've done research with three research companies. I've done one with Research World, and I've done another one with the Dr. Peter.
But so there are many. In the Netherlands, most of the opinion polls are done by phone, right? And then you can do through online, and you can do on the ground.
The challenge in Netherlands, people on phone will not tell you the truth like someone you meet physically.
This is exactly the problem. The problem is that when you go on the ground and ask a Ugandan about this, he thinks that you are being sent by the government, right?
No.
Yes, well, that is true because I'm telling you, they are reputable companies. Have you heard of Afrobarometer? So that is a company that does research. And guess what they do? They also ask, who do you think is behind this survey? And 50% of these people actually think that the government of Uganda is behind these surveys. So if the government of Uganda is behind these surveys, then people are not going to tell their honest truth because they might be abducted. Mr. Balaam, that is what people are telling me. This is what people are telling me. So the best way...
Our government, hold on, Nico. Our government does not abduct people. You cannot abduct your own people. You cannot abduct your own people.
Yes, and I gave, but Mr. Balaam, I gave you the book. I gave you the book, and then you promised me to come back with me with a written statement. So the fact that you have not come back to me, I see that as the fact that you and your government are admitting of the abductions.
Nico, I told you come to Uganda, be a guest of government of Uganda.
I can't come to Uganda. No, but Mr. Balaam, you have to stop the lying.
No. I'm ready to work with Ambassador Federica, with our foreign affairs
at this
ministry.
moment, Sam Mugumya is abducted.
An invitation. You can't see for yourself.
No, but Mr. Balaam, you had 1.5 years to look into the allegations in my book. My book is based.
All allegations were false.
No, but you didn't react. So apparently, you had nothing to say. At this moment, Sam Mugumya. So now, Sam Mugumya, do you know who Sam Mugumya is? He was abducted in August. He has been seen being abducted by security forces. Yes, and now in Mbarara. Yes. Okay, next one is Blue Tick. Naziwa Agata has been abducted a month ago. And then your government is lying that you don't have her, but she was abducted.
I told you. Okay, listen to me, Nico. If you want to learn and you want to understand what is happening on the ground, be calm and ask me questions. I will answer your questions. Each mission, including the Dutch mission, you have a political attaché at the mission. What are your political attaché doing? Why don't you ask your political attaché to reach out to government?
I'm asking you. Look, my Dutch government is paying you, and that's why I'm upset with my own government. But just answer the questions about these.
I'm not a government spokesperson.
No, but the thing is, Mr. Balaam, you're an honorable liar. You promised to get back to me with a written response. Do you remember that conversation we had 1.5 years ago? And you are lying.
Our government told me that they should invite Nico to Uganda.
I have no interest of being invited. I have no interest of being invited, so don't divert. Yeah, just answer some simple question. You told me you would come back to me with a written response.
You see, I gave your book security, and all the people in your book, all of them, they're in their homes working. Now, when they told me,
No, many of these
all
people are dead. Yes, and the most recent one that died is Irene Nachibuka. Yes, she was abducted. Yes, abducted on election day just because she was talking about the election results, right?
And then she was, and then she died. When she went,
And she was in a safe house, a torture center, for 3 weeks, where she was injected with some substances. And when she got out, she was so sick that she died 1 week later, right? Then let's take a very obvious case of Alex Waiswa. Yes.
Do you have a report?
So she is going to be new in my book. So I showed you my book. You have a copy of my book. And the unfortunate thing, Mr. Balaam, is that I have to make my book even thicker because people are being abducted. And you are lying about it. Yes, you are lying about it. So, Mwanga Chifumbi, your government is lying about him because he has been arrested for terrorism, but the holes, the bullet holes...
You want to talk alone or you want me also to talk?
But then, why aren't you fulfilling your promise? You would respond in writing, remember?
I don't have to write anything because I've told you, all missions. European Union has 27 missions in Kampala.
Look, the Dutch mission is not abducting anyone. It is your boss, Mohozi Kainerugaba, that is abducting. It is your government. And then you promised me a written response. So why are you now withdrawing that?
He's a very humble man. He's a very humble and good man who loves all Ugandans. He can never do anything.
You know, his approval rating is very humble. No, okay, but Alex Waiswa, you know the case of Alex Waiswa, yes? Why couldn't he even attend the burial of his wife?
Ask court that is not the Chief Justice.
Huh? The justice is in the hands of the NRM because any even today, this retired judge has published that he would have released. You have a very cruel government.
I'm asking a judge who has spoken today. Doesn't he work for government?
And because he is retiring, now he has the guts to speak out. You know that Alex Waiswa wasn't even present at the alleged day of drilling. He was in the hospital with his sick wife.
Now you blame.
How can a government be so cruel? Yes?
Have a problem. They're not doing their
no,
job.
Mr. Balaam, the problem is that you are lying about anything. And now with these scam elections of yours, you haven't even published a tally. That number of you, 71.88%, is a fantasy. There's no tally. There is no tally. And you are in that government. Where is the tally, Mr. Balaam? Where is the tally?
I'm saying, I don't run electoral commission. There is a chairman electoral commission. Tell your lawyers.
Mr. Balaam, you were there in Kawempe North by-election. You were orchestrating the rigging yourself. Even in Museveni's own polling station, the ballot boxes were stuffed. The video that NRM published is saying that Museveni got 589 votes. Yeah, but there are only 577 registered voters. How is that possible? 12 more votes for Museveni than registered voters.
That's not true. By the way,
that is your own video, Mr. Balaam. Your own video.
Are you allowing me to talk or I leave you to talk, then I will talk?
Go ahead. Where did these votes come from?
I want first of all to inform you this. NRM government has put in place, the government of Uganda has what we call the Independent Electoral Commission. So
it's not independent. But when you lie, I have to interrupt you.
Listen.
It's not independent. The Chief Justice was sworn in on Museveni's own farm. How can you pretend independence?
I'm talking about the Electoral Commission.
Yeah, and they're also not independent. Yeah, Bia Bakama and the previous chair were the personal lawyer for Museveni. the European Union itself is saying that EC is not independent. It's a general complaint.
Okay, listen. Byabakama has never been a lawyer of President Museveni. Byabakama was a prosecutor. From being a prosecutor, he was appointed a judge. From being a judge, he was given a chairman electoral commission. Is the justice?
You're right. I'm talking about Owino O'Donnell, or probably misspelling him, but that one was the personal lawyer, right?
Even though when you don't retired, he's no longer the chief
Exactly,
justice.
but he was the personal lawyer. So this shows, yeah, that the justice system is in the pockets of what I call the dictator. Yes.
No.
So
our president is Democrat.
many people have died on election day. That scam election, and there is no tally, Mr. Balaam. There is no tally. So if I now go to the website of Electoral Commission for 2021, at least there is a tally.
Nico, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer. Just one question and one answer. Do you have an embassy in Kampala?
Mr. Balaam, I'm asking you the question. I'm not interested in those people that are collaborating with your regime.
Do you have a European Union mission in Kampala, yes or no?
Mr. Balaam, maybe you're used to Mohosi because you're asking me very stupid questions. Yes? So, have you seen the report of Agora about the election violence? Have you seen that report? They report... Yeah, Agora, that is Agater Atuhere. Do you know that?
Agora report was made in Netherlands, but people were not on ground.
No, it was not made in Netherlands. So that is another lie, mister. Yeah, and I've even never met Agater. Otherwise, I would have talked to her. That report was made in Uganda, and this lady, this very brave lady, was even abducted in Tanzania. Yes. So, but why don't you respond to if you think there are lies in those reports in my book or in Agora report, then reply to it. The fact that you're ignoring those reports means that they're true.
You see, I'm not. By the way, I'm a minister of youth and children affairs. I don't answer to reports.
Okay.
If you need anything to do with that, write to the minister.
Do you know that a 15-year-old was even abducted in the house of Chifumbi Mwanga?
Honorable Nobati Mau will answer that.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Minister of Internal Affairs, it's called General Kahinda Otafire, will answer to anything things to do with police. If you want things to do with the defense, write to the Minister Jacobo Boza, both will answer.
Well, what I like about you, Mr. Balaam, is that you pick my phone call, and I met you 1.5 years ago. Usually no one picks any calls, so I'm afraid this will be the last time you pick my call. You have to understand, when I call someone, I ask critical questions.
No, by the way, I pick anyone's call. Whoever calls me, I pick.
Well, that is nice. And since you're the Minister of Youth, in the house of Mwanga Chifumbi, a 15-year-old was abducted, arrested, in your words. He was 15 years old.
What was he doing in that house?
It is the house. It is the personal residence of Mwanga Chifumbi. He can have guests, not so?
How many people are there in that house?
So it's illegal in Uganda to visit someone's house, and they were also counting declaration of results form, which is also legal, Mr. Balaam.
Do you have a birth certificate for that 15-year-old? Do you have a birth certificate?
Yes, it has been shared with that dependent judge, because I think he was released on jail. But what annoys me is that you never spoke out for that 15-year-old. Apparently, only certain youth, namely your PLU youth.
I'm hearing it for the first time. I've never heard of that. No one has ever told me.
Look,
because whenever they talk about...
But this is what you say every time, Mr. Balaam. It's a lie. You are on social media a lot. You know very well that underage were arrested there. But the most important thing is that 8 people died. Yes?
I condemn anybody who undermines or who involves a minor in illegal activities.
Mm-hmm.
A minor, we have a remand home for minors. They don't have to go to big prisons. So it is regardless of which political party, as long as you're a minor, we protect you under the Constitution of Uganda. Minors have their own cell in Naguru and the Kampiningsa. So that one I want to assure you. when it comes to minor and young people, I support them regardless. When I became a minister, you had 29 young people who were jailed. I went and asked the president to give them lawyers so that they conclude their cases very fast, and they concluded their cases, apart from 4 stubborn ones who said for them they are willing to proceed with the matter. The others left and they're okay. Now, stubbornly, one of the people we assisted again went and started getting involved in criminal activities, and she was arrested. She was taken back to Luzira. So now, whom do you blame? I don't want to be blamed for my action. I don't discriminate Ugandans. I treat all Ugandans equally, regardless of which political party you belong to. You're Ugandan.
Mr. Balaam, in the book that I gave you are various cases of babies, of children, of youth being killed, and you didn't even find it worthwhile to investigate, or to come back to me. And the most famous one is this baby that was killed in the area of Masaka in 2021, and then the late Janet even promised to come with repair payments, which of course never came for that family, and that was just an innocent baby being killed by the evil Museveni regime.
Who's the late Janet? Who's late Janet?
Janet, that I think has died. Why wasn't she at the swearing in? Why wasn't she at the swearing in? Janet Museveni. Yes, we think she's dead.
Don't call our mother of nation.
She's not a mother. She's very evil. Under her, the whole education system of Uganda has failed. Why are all you guys sending your children abroad for education?
Mr. Nicholas,
No, it has failed.
Nicholas, when you call me, I give you respect. I want you to apologize for calling our mother Janet. She's Mama Janet. She's the mother of the nation.
You all these people. Why haven't you given respect to Yasin Kavuma, who was killed by security forces? Why haven't you paid respect to all those that were killed in Kasese? Why haven't you paid respect to Rita Nabukenya? Or Frank Santessa? This is selective. According to you, this family has more rights. No, you are believing in God, not so. According to God, every human has value. But for NRM, only the Museveni family has value. It's not like that, Honorable Balaam.
What are your lawyers doing? What are your lawyers doing?
What are you talking about, my lawyers?
Doing? No, I'm saying, what are your lawyers in Uganda doing? Because you should not be claiming, we can't argue on the phone. You have lawyers, you have a team of legal experts. You have so many lawyers in Inup. What are they doing?
And even those are being intimidated. Do you know, a number of lawyers have fled the country. Akater Atuhera, she is a lawyer herself. She was abducted. Yes? So even lawyers are not safe in Uganda.
No.
So what I do, I collect human rights violations, and in this case it's not even me who wrote these pieces, but they are from the BBC, from Amnesty International, from independent sources. And you then promised that you would react, but you didn't.
Why don't you go to court? We have the East African Court of Justice.
The whole of East Africa is in the hands of Yoweri Museveni. Why don't you just react to my book? Yes? The courts, people have no trust in the courts. And even...
But you see, Nicholas, I want you to understand. The president of Uganda is the most humble and kind person. Is the most human person.
The dictator of Uganda is responsible for the deaths of over 6 million Africans.
One of the most kind,
yes, more
and polite man on earth.
And you are a serial liar, right? You are a serial liar, and you're whitewashing war crimes, because Muhoozi Kainerugaba himself runs torture centers. And Kakwensa Rukirabashaya was tortured several times in those torture centers.
Listen to me, General Moz is a leader, is a faith leader.
A fake leader, I agree, a fake leader.
He's a faith leader. He has a faith. He
Yeah,
has millions of followers.
he believes in himself. Yes. Look, we have read the tweets.
He has millions.
So
He has millions of followers. Millions of followers around the world.
I have another question. Why do you support the evil state of Israel that is killing Palestinians?
Oh, Israel is a very good state. It's a holy nation.
Yes. You know that just like Africans, Palestinians and Africans.
I want to tell you about Nicholas. I want first of all, it's good you have asked me about Israel. Israel is a country that is
giving weapons to
that
you.
everybody should support. Yes.
That is giving weapons to you. That's why you like Israel. They are giving you very good weapons. I know the weapons are first used, tried out against Palestinians, and then they're sold to Uganda, and then they're used to shoot opposition. So yeah, I understand you like Israel, but most people in Uganda know that Palestinians suffer like Ugandans suffer. Yes.
By the way, for us in Uganda, we support Israel for the different.
Do you know that there is a genocide going on in Gaza?
It is also important to note that everyone who supports Israel view widely or globally.
Not at all. Most Ugandans don't support.
After the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
So
something.
you are saying that you're Pan-African, but you are supporting a white colonizing country. Israel is a white country, Mr.
Let
Balaam.
me answer a few things. The reason why I support Israel after the World War II, many countries supported the creation of the Jewish nation or homeland as a refuge. So many countries many Israelis who are being persecuted in Europe and elsewhere, they went and started the modern Israel in 1948. So for us to support that country, it has to have its own security and survival argument. There is no way we shall see a country with a few people and then a small area being persecuted by many who have even their land. Then Israel is the only democratic nation with the values of democracy in the whole of Middle East.
It's an apartheid state, just like Uganda, by the way.
Then strategic alliance, Israeli and Uganda. We have history dating back so many years ago during Idi Amin. Israeli, our institution, Makerere, and all these other institutions, buildings were built by Israel. So our relationship has been longer. Then in religious, for the Jewish people, Israel tied deep in historical religious roots. For some of the Christians like me, we believe the connection between the Bible and the creation of the nation of Israel, it makes us feel we are part of the Israeli. So it is important to know that the Israeli and Palestinian conflict is bad. We don't need anybody to rise. But again, we cannot allow Palestinians to get bombs to go and bomb the Israeli, and then we look on.
But that is ridiculous. You know how many children have been killed in Gaza? More than in Kasese, by the way. Yeah. But that is what an opinion poll could do. You would find out that Ugandans have a lot of sympathy for the Palestinians because it's the same thing. Yeah. Black people or Arab people are being killed with white weapons delivered by USA.
Mr. Nicholas, before I forget, I want to refer you to Genesis chapter 12, verse 2 to verse 3. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you, and all people on earth will be blessed through you. So that is the nation of Israel. The land promise is frequently referred to by many as Israel. In Genesis chapter 17, verse 7 to 8, I will establish my covenant to be God to you and your descendant, and I will give you your land. So all these things are biblical in the Bible that you believe in, the Dutch and everybody. So also remember in Psalms chapter 2, verse 6, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you be secure. So for you to understand that God cared for the people and the all nations, in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4, they will beat their swords into.
I think it's been enough now. Look, you know the 10 laws of Moses, not so? So one of those laws is thou shalt not kill. Now you and your government have killed so many Ugandans, so it's so hypocritical to talk about the Bible. The Bible also talks about modesty. And look at this lavish style of you. The millions of dollars, the palaces that you are living in. You and your PLU, you were stealing the iron sheets that were meant for the poor people in Karamoja. And then you come here talking about the Bible. That is so hypocritical, Mr. Balaam. Very hypocritical. I bet you guys are on the first row in church, right? Anyway.
I want to tell you something.
Hmm?
The laws of Moses, or the Pentecostal laws, or the laws as written in Torah, in Pentecost, in Genesis, in Exodus, in Leviticus, in Numbers, in Deuteronomy, they often grouped in three main types. One type was moral law, how people should live. Among them is the 10 Commandments. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 to 17. You shall not have any other God. You do not steal. You do not murder. Honor your parents. Don't commit adultery. Don't lie. Then those are considered as the foundation of moral behavior. Then we had the civil laws, property rights, compensation for harm, fair treatment for others, and court witnesses.
Mr. Balaam, this is not a noob point of view, but I'm going to ask you, why are you worshipping a white God? Because God was brought to Africa, to Uganda, by very violent colonizers, and now you're adoring him? I don't get it. I don't get it.
There is no white God.
I think in Pan-Africanism there's no room for religion. That is my personal view, not the one of Noob.
You see, what you need to do, one thing.
But one thing I do know, that you kill against the laws of the Bible. And the other thing is, one thing that you're talking about the modesty of your president, I call him dictator, and of Mahosi. They're not modest at all. They're not modest at all. They live in huge palaces. When the arcade of the dictator comes by, there are 50 cars, and the road is full. You should look at my president, or he goes on a bicycle. Yeah, that is modesty.
Let me tell you something.
Going on a bicycle to work.
Okay, Nicholas, just hold on. You told me, why do we worship white gods? The Bible does not describe God as having a race or skin or color or human appearance. In both Old Testament and New Testament, God is presented as spiritual and beyond human form. So what the Bible actually says about God's nature in John chapter 4, verse 24, God is a spirit, and his worshippers must worship in spirit and in truth. So that means God is not a human being with a physical body like skin, like you have mentioned. God is not
look, Mr. Balaam, I'm going to let's talk about the constitution of Uganda, right? That is something concrete.
Listen to me.
Yeah, no, but I don't want to talk anymore about the Bible, Mr. Balaam. Sorry, I want to talk about Uganda. Yeah, because the Bible is clearly not in good hands with you. So the constitution is way more clear. And according to the constitution of Uganda, the power is to the people of Uganda. Yes? The power is to the people of Uganda. Sorry?
The constitution of Uganda is about crime.
Mm-hmm. Sorry?
What does the constitution of Uganda say about crime?
Yeah, what it says about crime is that every criminal should follow due process. And what we see that in Uganda there is no due process. Like this murderer Okello, within a couple of weeks you had him tried, but Alex Waiswa is still in pre-trial. Why isn't there trial? So that is wrong in Uganda. There should be the same rule of law, but there is not. The rule of law is used against opposition. You are committing any crime you want. Anita Among can steal as many iron sheets as you want. Your colleagues in the PLU can steal, can corrupt, whatever they want, because you will never be investigated.
Okay, now I want to tell you about the Constitution of Uganda. In 1995, as amended, crime is not listed as a single definition in one section. Instead, the Constitution sets out principles of criminal justice, rights of a chosen person, and state power to define crimes through law made by Parliament. What counts as a crime? The Constitution itself does not list crimes like theft or murder. Instead, crimes are created by law passed by Parliament. Example include the Penal Code Act, the anti-corruption laws, etc. So me, I want you to understand the crime of anything prohibited by law, punishable by the state. So key constitutional principles about crime: no punishment without law.
But Mr. Balaam, you really have to stop talking about the law, because there is no law in Uganda. You know very well there is a maximum time for anyone to... No, but you have to stop lying, Mr. Balaam. If you lie, then I have to interject. You know very well, Machete, why Machete is in jail for 4 years. He is not even tried. That is illegal. All of these guys, they're in civic courts. Sorry, they're in military courts, and you know very well that the high court. But you have to stop lying about the law.
I have a meeting with the minister in Toronto. He's taking me out for dinner.
Yes.
So Article 28 verse 7 says, no person shall be charged or convicted of criminal offense which is not defined by the law. This means you can only be punished if the law already defines the offense. Presumption of innocent, Article 28 verse 3. That is chapter 3. Article 28 verse 3. Every person is presumed innocent until proved guilty. Then C.
Exactly, yeah, and but still Machete, Olivia Lutaya, Alex Waiswa, all these ones, they are still hold, yeah. So they should be given bail. Mr. Balaam, if there is presumption of innocence, they should be given bail. And against the law of Uganda, they're not giving bail.
Article 28 includes right to defend
but Mr. Balaam, what you're doing is totally useless. You are reading laws and laws and laws, but the laws are okay, but it's the courts that are misjudging them, that are in the hands. It's very simple. You know very well that these noob people should have been freed. They should have been on bail. What you were saying, the presumption of innocence. Did I hear you say that? Presumption of innocence? Do you understand presumption of innocence? So we presume that Alex Waiswa is innocent, and by the way, he is actually innocent.
You don't want to learn from what I'm trying to teach.
Because you're saying nonsense, and you could write to me, but you refuse to respond in writing, so I give you a call.
Our constitution is clear. No one shall be subject to torture or cruel inhuman treatment.
Thank you. But but Kakwenza was tortured by your boss.
Article 24E, right to liberty and arrest rules. Article 23A, a person can only be arrested according to the law with valid reason and must be brought to court within 48 hours, which has been done.
And as you know, Mr. Balaam,
the Constitution allows the government to investigate crime, prosecute the offenders under DPP, try cases in court.
But they don't try them in court. So you can read a lot of these laws. The laws are fine, but these cases are not tried. Look at Machete. Yeah, he is not being tried. Alex Waiswa is not being tried. Kitsa Besige is not being tried. Olivia Lutaya is not being tried. So you can read those laws. We agree on that. The problem is the DPP. It's the courts.
I told you I will give you 5 minutes. You have used 100
minutes. Thank you very much, Mr. Balaam. But I'm still standing with the fact that you are a lying war criminal. Because in this book, where all these war crimes are being documented, you promised that you would respond, and you didn't. So
I am not the Attorney General. I don't respond on behalf of government.
Well, why did you promise? You promised me in that part. I'll put the video on TikTok, Mister. You promised me. So now you're denying your own words?
Come to Uganda and they come to Uganda and they explain to you. You have
I have the liberty of movement, and I fear going to Uganda. And I know, and many of the people know that I would be in danger. Yes, and they are in danger.
Anyway,
Yes. Huh?
I've referred you to the Bible.
But yes, but so why don't we just talk on TikTok or phone, right? I can't come to you. You can come to Amsterdam, and I will again demonstrate at your hotel because I have to for.
The phone. No one has time to answer those things on the phone. If you want, tell your lawyers to petition court and you get the explanation you want. No one has time to answer things on TikTok. How do you start going to TikTok and you're answering?
But Mr. Balaam, you are lying. You love social media. You are on Twitter all the time. So you love social media. So I don't believe you there. I don't believe you there. Yes, yeah. But I understand that the NRM doesn't like the fact that opposition uses social media to expose you, and I also use social media to expose you and the NRM.
Yes,
I use it to expose your lies. You lie to me. Yeah? Hey, you lie to me, for example, that Martin Lukwago went to Canada.
Excuse me, sir. There's a minister waiting for me. You've had a call. So
Yes.
I want to refer you to the laws and the constitution of Uganda. I want you to find time and understand that most common crimes in Uganda, like theft, corruption, assault, how criminal cases move.
The big thief, the big thief is Yoweri Museveni and Mohozi Kainerugaba.
Crimes defined by law, not constitution.
Yes.
So anyway,
Mr. Nico, but you're just making
Mr.
yourself
Nico,
ridiculous by reading all these laws.
I want you to understand one thing. I want you to pray for General Mohozi. He's a very good man, one of the most kindly man on earth.
No, and you know what? You're very hypocritical. You only serve him because he has the power. The moment you could take over power, you would just stab him in the back. I'm telling you, that is what you're like. Yeah, you're just lying to me. He is not humble. We have all been reading his Twitter accounts, right? And they're not humble. When he talks about the basement where Eddie Mutwe is held, is that humble? Was that humble?
He's a very humble man.
What is humble about torturing the bodyguard of Bobby Wine? Kindly explain what's humble about that.
Who told you that is his Twitter handle? Who told you that is his Twitter handle? That's not his Twitter
You're
handle.
denying it? Please. Everyone in the press, the Ugandan press, the NRM press are accepting that is his Twitter handle, and then you're denying it. I find that. So why don't you make an official statement? Yeah, that is not his Twitter handle. You have never done that.
I've never seen him on Twitter like this, using his phone that he's writing on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, and there was a photo of Eddie Mutwe there. Yeah, so who published the photo of Eddie Mutwe? It was someone in the torture centers. Yes?
That was Bobby Wine.
Yeah? So, no, it was Mohozi that published the photo of Eddie Mutwe. No, I will forgive you this lie, Mr. Balaam, but it was Mohozi himself who was proud, bragging about having Eddie in his basement, and he published the photo there. Yeah. So
No, he's a Christian.
During day he goes to church, and at night he visits the torture chambers, right? And if you're not careful, Mr. Balaam, then you will be in the torture chambers yourself, because even NRM, they can end up in the torture chambers. Even you. When you are not useful anymore, you will be disregarded and possibly even tortured. Because that is how dictatorship works.
For us, we are Christians.
You are not a Christian at all. You are what they call an egoist. Yeah, and also called a kleptocrat. Yeah, kleptocrat. Kleptocrat means you're addicted to stealing. Because why, Mr. Balaam, does this regime need billions. You already are so rich. Everybody has seen this with Anita Among. She already has this beautiful villa. Now she even wants a Rolls Royce. How come that you NRM people, when you already have so much, you even want more? Why is Anita Among wearing a dress of 10,000 euros? Well, just 50 euros could save a baby in the Ugandan hospitals. What do you say?
You see, the clothes were made for people. Clothes were made for people to wear. So if she's wearing a dress using her money, I don't have a problem.
Her money.
We have so many dresses.
The salary.
So many dresses made in China. You know, in Uganda we have Chinese dresses. Chinese make a dress look expensive when it is cheap. The Chinese can make a dress of $20 and you say this is Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, no, this was not a Chinese dress.
When it's $5.
This was not a Chinese dress.
Dresses.
Yes.
So those are Chinese dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese. For us in Uganda, we get clothes of $5 and you put a label HM.
Mm-hmm. So, well, why did you have to steal the Karamoja iron sheets? Why?
Is not among the people who stole. I don't know whether they stole.
Yeah, Anita Among is number one on the list, and even a number of people from your own PLU are on that list. Yeah, because that is why PLU, we call it plunder. Yes, it is about plundering Uganda. Yes, and why is it you're bragging about those courts, but only one of the thieves of the Karamoja iron sheets has been brought to court. Only one, but there are 80.
See, as I told you, our government believes in the law.
No, you don't.
So when our government believes in the law,
you don't. Why do you think Why do you think a Justice Kisakye had to flee to United States? Yeah, in a country that respects the law, a judge wouldn't have to flee. Honorable Balaam. Then a judge would not have to flee. So your justice system is stark naked. And I'm quoting Norbert Mao. Norbert Mao himself, well, he was talking about the human rights situation. But okay, human rights situation is stark naked. The justice system in Uganda is stark naked.
You know, Nicholas.
I think you need to prepare yourself a little bit better for talking to me, Mr. Balaam. I prepare, yeah, and I write this book, so I know my facts. And what I request, Mr. Balaam, is that you now know what I talk about. I will talk about this book. So if you talk to me, make sure you are prepared, not just the Bible. No, prepare yourself, and then your conversation would do a bit better, because I think your performance was not very good.
My performance doesn't have to be very best. I'm not a government spokesperson.
Well, sometimes I think that you're the Mohozi spokesperson and therefore also a government spokesperson, because everybody knows that Mohozi will take over after Museveni dies, right?
Yes, you already know. You already know that.
Yeah, well, that is what you want to do, right? That is why you started this whole movement.
That's what Uganda wants. That's what Uganda
No, they don't want, and that is what we started this conversation with, right? That only 18%, in my opinion survey, approve of Mohozi Kainerugaba. And those are even people that are afraid. And many of those were afraid to talk. No, Mohozi Kainerugaba is the most unpopular of the whole family of Museveni. Salim Saleh would get more support. But Mohozi, because...
You see, I want to tell you something. Let me tell you something, my brother. I want to inform you, General Kainerugaba is a good man. He's extremely good man.
He's very good in torture. Yes, I agree. And he is also good in entertaining us through Twitter. Because I'm laughing at his tweets.
I told you he has a faith. He has a faith. He has millions of believers. And for us who believe in him, we know him as a holy man.
Yes. The NRM even has more members than there were NRM voters in the last elections. So it just shows how many, registered voters. So that is the problem. Everything in the NRM and in the Museveni family is based on lies. Yeah? You were lying to me in Amsterdam. You're constantly lying. The polling station of Museveni himself, they're lying that he got 589 votes and there are only 577 registered voters. Yes? So this constant lying, that is what Ugandans are tired of. Yeah?
No, Uganda is not the truth.
Yeah, the Ugandans know the truth. And the truth is that Bobby Wine has the support of the majority of Ugandans. That is the truth, Mr. Balaam. And everybody on the ground knows that. But I know you can't say that on this call, because you would be killed.
If he has support, why did he run away? Why did he go to court?
Mm-hmm. Well, Noop went to court in 2021, right? And that was denied. The evidence that we were submitting was denied. And I want to remind you that your security forces raided his house. What the fuck did these people have to do in Bobby Wine's house? Why were they in Bobby Wine? Why were they abusing his wife, Barbie Chaglani? They were abusing her. And again, Mohozi was bragging about it. So he is not humble at all. So he had every reason to flee. Because, let me give you my analysis. Museveni is getting older. Museveni is way smarter than your boss Mohozi. Your boss Mohozi is pretty stupid, but you are very intelligent. You are an intelligent war criminal.
A lion cannot give birth to a goat. A lion give birth to a lion. Okay? A lion cannot give birth to a cow. A lion gives birth to a lion.
Yeah, but an intelligent lion can give birth to a stupid lion. So,
No.
yeah, and what he is doing...
The Simba of Africa, the pride of Africa is Mos.
And even the Turkish people are now making fun of Uganda because of the crazy expressions that Mohozi is making. He is not going to have any sanctions against Turkey. He is just... Those are just idle words, right? We call those keyboard warriors, or drunken speak. He had something too much to drink, then he brags that he is going to expel the Turkish ambassador.
By the way, he's a Christian, he doesn't drink. He's a Christian, he doesn't drink. He doesn't drink, he never drinks.
You are a very good liar, because the way that you are lying, it sounds even convincing.
He has millions of followers and we follow him and all his followers know our boss doesn't. He takes milk and tea and water. He doesn't have time for those things.
Please, Balaam, I'm dying. I'm dying. Please. You have to stop joking, okay? You have to stop joking now.
I'm told he doesn't. He's a served man. He's a man of God. He serves the ministry where we all follow. And
my ears are getting red.
We don't drink in our ministry. We don't drink. Unless you're telling me that drinking water and the tea
look. When the security forces raided Bobby Wine's house, many were drunk. Yeah, in the torture centers, many of these torturers are drunk. Yes, and then you're lying that Mohozi doesn't drink. The facts are different, and Ugandans know differently.
He's a man of religion. He's a man of religion. He doesn't do those things. Yeah.
But one thing that I'm unhappy about, Sam Mugumye. Yes, Sam Mugumye. I think he's a very honorable. I want to. You were talking about the book, the Bible. I want to talk about his book. He wrote a book and it says, "We refuse to be victims." It's a very beautiful book. He wrote it when he was 7 years locked up in Congo, and allegedly at the orders of your boss Museveni. And now he is abducted again. You know that he was a candidate MP somewhere in western Uganda. Why was he abducted? And why isn't he being released?
I'm learning of that for the very first time.
But you know Sam Mugumye.
Can you call Honorable Mao the Minister of Justice?
I would love to, but he's not going to pick my call.
I'll send you Honorable Mao's number. You call him and discuss with him, because I don't want to discuss anything to do with justice and internal affairs. You should channel those questions to the relevant ministries of internal affairs, Minister of Justice, and then the government spokesperson.
So I understand. So that means that when you were making those promises, remember when we discussed my book 1.5 years ago, I gave you the book.
I consulted the Attorney General.
And then he told you that you shouldn't do that again, right?
No. The role of answering such is the relevant ministries. You have the Attorney General.
Let the Attorney General come to Amsterdam, and I give him a welcome like I gave to you. I will give him the same welcome if he comes to Amsterdam. I promise. Okay, Mr. Balaam, I think you have to go to your next appointment, not so?
Okay.
I appreciate your time. Right? I mean, that's the part.
Tell Bobby Wine to come back home. He has no problem. Let him come back.
Yeah, as you know, he is coming back. He is coming back, and he is going to liberate Uganda.
I will ask the president to appoint him as RDC of Kampala. Let him control Kampala.
That is not going to happen, because Bobby Wine can come back when Noop prisoners are being released. Eddie Mutwe needs to be released, Alex Wijsma needs to be released, Olivia Lutaya needs to be released, Machete needs to be released, Kitsa Besetje needs to be released, Sam Mugomya needs to be released, and all those hundreds others need to be released. Yeah?
So let him. So is he going to release them when he's outside?
So you ask my president yourself. I hope for you that he picks your call. I can only speak for myself. Yes. So
anyway, my advice: tell him he's my friend. He has to come back home.
No, don't lie. He is not your friend. I don't like that kind of talk, Mr. Balaam. You said the same thing about Kapwenza. You can't torture people and then say that they are your friend. You can't say that. That is a very hypocritical thing. And the Bible very strongly is against that kind of hypocritical. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact verse, but you are very hypocritical now. Kakwenza was severely tortured. Bobby Wine was severely tortured after Aurua.
Anyway, Nico, I want us to shall appoint you as our spokesperson for PLU in Netherlands and European Union.
No, that is not possible. I'm already spokesperson here for the National Unity Platform, so that would be a severe conflict of interest. On top of that, I cannot be the spokesperson for a criminal organization.
They could not even get 40% of the vote cast. I was disappointed. They didn't even have polling agents at polling stations.
You know what is the problem? I know all cows in Uganda vote Museveni, and I apologize sincerely that among the cows, Bobby Wine only got 24% of the votes, but among real people, Bobby Wine won, and that is also in my book Rigged. I made an analysis of 2021. Now you're bringing up the subject yourself. In my book, it describes the fraud that was committed in all those polling stations. And if you are so convinced about these elections, where is the tally? Where is the tally?
European Union has a mission in Uganda. What does that mission do?
Nothing. They do nothing. Mr. Balaam, where is the tally? You just told me how many, what percentage Bobby Wine had. So where is the tally? So that we can check.
It's there, the Electoral Commission. Go and get it.
No, but it has to be published. If I go to the Electoral Commission website, I find the one for 2011. I find the one for 2016. I find the one for 2021, but not for 2026.
Okay.
So you can't explain that, right? Yeah, because the numbers don't add up, Honorable Balaam. They don't add up.
You have the
Bobby Wine won the elections.
Katana at the Electoral Commission. Listen, I was with Katana, your lawyer at the Electoral Commission. We spent 2 days at the Electoral Commission with the Katana in the Tally Center. He saw all the results coming in and going out, and he had a laptop like I had. I was sitting next to him. So you cannot claim that you don't know it. Katana
They have to be published. But are you even serious? Are you even serious? So Katana needs to have a pen available and then quickly write? That is not how democracy works, Balaam. I mean, this is just crazy. You are a minister. You're supposed to be intelligent. And then you're saying that Katana got the results there in that telecenter. That is just ridiculous. You don't understand how ridiculous that sounds. A electoral process needs transparency, and you need to publish a tally.
You went to court and removed the case. What kind of people are you? You're just jokers.
No, because the evidence was refused. Yes, but the fact that the case was refuted. Yes.
How can you claim you have evidence on a phone? Is that evidence when someone has a video of a cow knocking a goat on a phone?
I like this. I like this saying, Mr. Balaam. But look, at least I write a book about what happened. Electoral Commission doesn't write these reports. Yeah. So when there is like a suspicious situation, they don't talk about it. You know why? Because there is nothing. Oh, he hung up. I think he hung up. Right. Okay, I mean he gave me 55 minutes, right? So, which is not bad. I had to talk about these points. I had to confront him, with blue tick. I mean, I'm sure all of you have not been able to see the whole conversation, but let me just. I think I addressed most of the important things. Yeah, I asked him about blue tick that was abducted a month ago, and then he started reciting the law. The law is just a piece of paper that they wipe their bottoms with. We know that very well, and of course we know that Balaam is the liar in charge. I asked him about Mwanga Chifumbi. Yeah? I asked him about Alex Weisweiler. He had nothing to say. Yeah, he kept referring to courts or to the Attorney General. So 1.5 years ago, when I talked to him and I presented this book to him, he actually responded. Right? He had more guts to respond. Still, I wasn't happy. But for example, 1.5 years ago, I told him about one of the 18 disappeared, Martin Lukwago. And then the government of Uganda had the guts to come out with another Martin Lukwago and say, oh, here he is, right? So that's why I brought up Martin Lukwago. But Balaam had another thing. He said, oh, Lukwago went to Canada, didn't he? He put that question mark. No, there were 10 people that saw him being abducted. So that was nonsense. And in that conversation, and I'll put it on TikTok again, he promised me, Balaam, he promised me, I will give you a response in writing within a week. I didn't even demand it. No, that's what he said himself. Of course, it didn't come. And the reason why I do that, because first of all, it exposes these people. But secondly, I just added that those words in the latest version. So here you see my conversation with Balaam in that park. And because when you write a scientific book, and this is a scientific book, you also need to give the view of someone who doesn't agree, right? So he doesn't agree, right? He told me there that it's lies. He must have said again that these are lies. Yeah? But so if they are lies, then you have to counter the lies. I counter their lies providing proof. They don't, which shows their case is very weak. And it also shows for other parties, for neutral people reading this book, that their case is very, very weak. So, guys, that was a very intensive discussion. Someone is asking, bring your books we buy. Yeah, so you can download this book. The URL for this one, and if someone can kindly put it in the comments, is tinyurl.com/normaltorture4. Okay, that is